Let's talk about Ptolemy and the geocentric model of the universe. Ptolemy's geocentric model was developed by Ptolemy, who lived in Alexandria, Greece. He was born around the time of 140 BCE. He created a geometric representation of what was known to be the universe at that time, that put the Earth at the center, and it was correctly predicted the motions of all of the known objects in the sky for about 1,000 years, based upon the data that he collected and also the data of Hipparchus. The Greeks believed that the celestial motions had to be perfect circles. So Ptolemy's model only used perfect circles. And it correctly predicted the motions of all of these objects for the next 1,000 years or so, until the time of Copernicus, when the predictions started to not match observation, and it was clear that a new model of the universe needed to be developed. So one of the things that was really challenging for astronomers for a very long time to explain was retrograde motion. And that is the apparent backwards motion of planets in the sky relative to the stars behind them. Normally, things move from the east to the west over the course of many nights. But the planets move slightly differently than the stars behind them. They move a little bit relative to those stars each night. And once in a while, they appear to be moving backwards, so from west to east instead of east to west. This little GIF is showing you that motion over time. So you might see this in the sky. Mars starts over here, moves over here slowly, slows down, turns around, and then slows down again, goes back to its original direction of motion. Using a sun-centered model, it's really easy to explain this. Earth is orbiting the sun at an orbital speed that is faster than Mars. So at each point along both of their orbits, you can see where Mars would appear in our sky. Earth is actually passing Mars at this point, so it looks like to us Mars is moving backwards for a period of time, but really it's just because Earth has passed it. Is passing it at that time. It's not very easy to explain retrograde motion using a geocentric model like Ptolemy was doing. So he had to use something that he called epicycles. And epicycles look like this. Imagine Earth is at the center of Mars orbit, and here's Mars. Mars will, in general, move around Earth in this big orbit that he called a deferent. That was over a very long period of time. Mars would make it all the way around Earth. But it was also moving, according to Ptolemy, in this smaller circle that he called an epicycle. So it would kind of go in loops like this. And these loops would end up appearing, causing eventually what looked like retrograde motion. Ptolemy's epicycles are the smaller orbits of planets as they orbit around Earth in a deferent. So each planet has its own epicycle. Ptolemy also used only perfect circles. So the deferent would be a perfect circle and the epicycle would be a perfect circle. So again, let's look at Ptolemy's geocentric model. Earth is at the center of the universe, according to Ptolemy. All objects orbit in perfect circles, and the planets, while moving in a perfect circle around Earth, also move in these tiny epicycles of perfect circles. His model was really complicated, but it accurately predicted the motion of all of these objects for about 1,000 years, and at the time was accepted as the correct model of the solar system. We'll learn about what happens next time.